Thank you for tuning into the reading produced by Black Spectrum Network. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell button to get the latest updates on this channel. You can purchase a private psychic reading by going to www.blackspectrumnetwork.com. If you want spiritual guidance to learn how to work with your ancestors, or you're interested in deepening your spiritual experiences, subscribe to our Patreon. You can get these and other videos at least 1 week ahead of their YouTube release date. That's patreon.com/Black Spectrum Network. This is going to be a reading about Nipsey Hussle. He's recently passed, as it was reported by the news. So if you all have any questions about Nipsey Hussle, I'm going to do a follow-up reading on Nipsey Hussle. It's going to be a biographical reading, similar to the ones on Michael Jackson, Tupac, and whoever else I've done, where I pull the personality cards. But we're specifically going to do a reading on Nipsey Hussle. Right now, I just want to look at Nipsey Hussle's, the overall energy prior to his death. I want to look at his overall energy prior to his death. Someone just, no one texted me about this. I actually happened to be browsing around on Instagram, and then I saw they were saying that Nipsey Hussle had actually had gotten shot, and that the LAPD had reported that one person that had gotten shot, one of the three people that had gotten shot, had passed away. So I'm going to see what is the overall energy for Nipsey Hussle. What was it leading up 2 hours before his death? The Cow Fu card. The Cow Fu card is talking about a hex or a psychic attack. It's talking about the open gates of hell on his life. Typically, this card speaks about people who know in some way that death is upon them. They have some sort of inclination that it's about to happen. They know that their life is about to run short. It's not exactly like he'd be preaching and saying, hey, I'm going to die, but he'd have there'd be a tranquility in his energy. He would have a deep acceptance towards death. So I'm going to pull a couple more cards. All right, the Obatala card, talking about this is talking about his spiritual protection. It's talking about his spiritual protection in terms of people collecting intelligent information on him. And then it's also speaking about the law of cause and effect. So something that he did that is causing for it created a spiritual vulnerability in his life. So the best way that I can articulate this to you all, to educate you all about, to just educate you about this, is that there are certain initiation rites that people can have that will protect them from untimely death, such as receiving your hand of Ifa or getting scratched. Those types of things can protect you from incidents like this. And spiritually, this is about Nipsey Hussle having a little spiritual protection and being vulnerable to what we would know as a psychic attack or a spiritual attack, where he died an untimely death. He died before he was supposed to die. Okay, but he had some inclination that he was going to die before it was time for him to die. So this is all to say that he has a destiny that's interrupted. It's everybody's fate to die, but it seems like his destiny was interrupted. So let me look at this. What was so we're gonna look at what was the motive of his killer. So when we're done with the reading, when I'm done with the reading, I want you all to pretty much just tell me what it is that you all think this means. What did those first three cards mean? Tell me what you think those first three cards meant. Okay, so we got some stuff falling out here. Okay, so the cards. Okay, so the Page of Wands and then the Queen of Swords upside down. This means that there is It means that these two cards here popping out just as I asked that question, they're telling me that, again, an untimely death. It seems that Nipsey Hussle was right on the verge of becoming a community icon and becoming like a guru in his community, and that's a destiny that is interrupted. Okay, so we're gonna Okay, so let's before we get into the motive, even the motive of the killer. Why was Nipsey Hussle's destiny interrupted? What is the spiritual lesson or the wisdom that we're to acquire from his death at this time? What wisdom are we to acquire? The justice card. It looks like these cards are speaking about Nipsey Hussle. It's like it's like these cards are saying doing too much too soon, forgetting. It's like you forgot where you came from. It's like it's almost like boy. What's the movie Boys in the Hood? I think not. It may not even be Boys in the Hood, but there's a guy that goes off to college, and right before he goes off to college, someone shoots him. That's the vibe that this incident gives me, because the justice card is here. So the death is definitely not justified in any way, and if I'm seeing this correctly, it looks like this could have been over a woman. This could have been it looks like it's a man attacking. It looks like it's a man attacking Nipsey Hussle over a woman from the and this happened in the past, kind of like Nipsey Hussle thought that things were done, like these guys were done beefing with one another. I see it being over a woman. I also see it partially being over some money as well. That's really all that I can see. It's like the cards are saying it's an untimely death, because it seems like this would be a death that's unjustified. Because these guys weren't, and I'm getting that it's a man. These individuals weren't at odds with one another. It's kind of like this guy is like it's like maybe Nipsey and this particular individual that shot him argued with one another 5 years ago, and that guy's trying to get him back for something 5 years ago. What was the motives of his shooter? What were the motives of the shooter? The motives of the shooter. This looks like it's family related. Like it's family related over a woman. And if it's not biological family. It's like organizational ties family. Okay, so gang related. Obviously, this is about Nipsey Hussle being targeted. I also get it was a woman that was being targeted as well, but I don't think that Nipsey was the main target. I think it was a woman and a man. It's a woman and a man that were the main targets, and I think that Nipsey Hussle was someone that got caught also in the midst of this crossfire. I get that there's going to be someone who comes out and tells more about what's going on or what happened, but they were hiding when the shooting started. So there's someone that survived. I know that there were 3 people that got shot, but it looks like one of them is a woman and the other is a man, and it looks like the main target may have been the woman. So what is Nipsey Hussle's connection to the shooting, other than him being a victim? What is Nipsey's connection to the shooting, other than him as a victim? There's a connection between the guy that orchestrated it, surveilling him, and a woman that he used to be connected to. So, is this woman Lauren London? It looks like this woman is Lauren London. Mind you, this is this is a psychic reading, so all things being said, these for all intents and purposes, for the legality of things, this is for entertainment, and all things are alleged. But allegedly, the cards are saying that it's allegedly this is over. This would be over Lauren London. Do you all think that this is true? Like, what are you all's thoughts on this so far? Is any of this making sense to you guys? Because Lauren London comes out as an empress. Does she have a daughter? With Nipsey Hussle as well. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle again. What else can you tell us about this shooting? It was over a woman. The woman may have begged for her life, or at some point, and asked for it not to have happened, for him not to have shot her. Nipsey's, I think Nipsey got his was caught off guard. Like, he was caught way off guard when he got shot. I think that he got shot in a way that it's like, I don't know. I feel like he may have been the second person shot. And he didn't have time to run for cover, duck and hide, any of that. This type of shooting is not like this was not a drive-by shooting. This was like this was like I walked in and I shot you all sort of situation. And it's a crime of, it's almost like it's a crime of passion. It's a crime of passion and a failed friendship. A betrayal in a friendship, a betrayal that involves infidelity that leads to death. And that's the end of it. Like, when I say that's the end of it, that's the end of the story. Okay, so I want to know how much knowledge did Nipsey Hussle have about this? How much knowledge did he have about this situation prior to it happening? It looks like this is something that Nipsey thought was squashed. It looks like this is something that it's like it looks like drama from the streets, drama from, the urban community that seeps over into his professional life. Things that he thought he were on the background, perhaps, like he's like, maybe I think that there was a business deal between him and someone, kind of like, hey, we're supposed to be even, like things are even, fair and square between us, but this other person's like, this Nipsey got it's like the other person had these was harboring these negative feelings towards Nipsey after the deal was supposed to be done between the two. Kind of like, well, Nipsey may have owed the murderer or someone connected to the murderer $200. Nipsey paid the $200, but the murderer wanted interest and was holding a grudge about it. It also looks, again, alleged, but it also looks like Lauren London is connected to this. Like, it also looks like Lauren London is very, very valuable to whoever this is. And her value to the person that committed this crime is high. I'm getting that Nipsey was not a direct target. He was a periphery target for this. I don't think that Lauren London is one of the people that shot, but I see that Nipsey's connection to this is via Lauren London. Let's see. Let's look at this. Let's look at what is Lauren London's reaction to all of this. What is Lauren London's reaction to all of this? What do you think about this so far? Why do you think this is happening to Nipsey Hussle? This happened to Nipsey Hussle. Also, how do you think that do you think his soul is at peace right now? How do you think the LA community is holding up? I don't know. I feel like the people down there in Slauson Hills are devastated. Oh shit. Lauren London. Basically, it's screwed up because Lauren London, I don't know if they were married, but Lauren London was thinking of, it's like they had deals on the table together, joint business deals that were in the works, and she was expecting to come up. She was going to be more popular through him. I see power couple contracts between the two of them, and I'm seeing that she's devastated that these things can't go through. Now, she is heartbroken. Don't get me wrong, she is heartbroken because it's the end of a relationship for her. I'm not sure if they were married, but I see that they were deeply in love with each other, so she feels like she's losing her soulmate. At the same time, she wanted to build a family with him. And now she can't do that. She's praying a lot right now. She's praying. She's praying in hope. She was hoping I think they may have been engaged, because I see her really, really asking God for marriage. As of right now, she feels like she's lost her best friend. I see her traveling as well. Maybe to the Northeast, like New York for some reason. I see her traveling to just be near her family, particularly her mom. She's wondering if she knows who did this. And she's wondering if, again, it's about a payment that was made in the past to settle a beef. She's wondering if that payment, if the events surrounding that payment are what caused Nipsey Hussle's death. There's a lot of confusion about this. So she's not. I don't think it hit her that he's not alive. It hasn't really hit her that he's not alive. Like in this very moment that I'm doing the reading, which is like 9:19 on the East Coast as of the day Nipsey Hussle is passed. Okay, so let me see. What else can we find out about how she feels? The Death card, the King of Swords, the Devil, oh shit, the Magician, the Two of Wands. This Magician card keeps coming up, okay? So this Magician card done came up so many times. So that guy that orchestrated this, she knows who it is. Again, allegedly. But that guy, she knows who this is. She doesn't know if she wants to say anything. She's not sure though. She wants to say something, but she's not sure of what she should say because she might implicate the wrong person. She's just like, it's too much. It's too much to deal with right now. He literally just passed away for a few hours ago. So the main thing that she's thinking about right now is, where is my soulmate? We're tied to each other. I also get that their relationship was on an upward spiral. They were just now really getting it together. They were in harmony with one another. This death is catching her out of nowhere. I don't know if she was in town when this happened. She's worried about her money. She wanted to be married. She was wondering where things were going with those projects that they had together. I think that he pays for her house, so they're living together. But that wherever her residence is fine. Financially, her residence is fine. He took care of her. He really took care of her. She depended on him. That's her leader. And without him, she's like, okay, so what's next? What's going to happen to me. You know, not like she doesn't have any talents, but given her state of mind, independence isn't really on her mind right now. She's not thinking too much about independence. She's thinking more so about how the financial system they had between them has been dismantled because he can no longer participate in it. Okay, so does Dr. Sebi's documentary have any relationship to this? So I've seen some conspiracy theories. I know y'all out there on YouTube love conspiracy theories, but y'all do not love to make money. Nor do y'all like to read. Nor do y'all like to vote. Nevertheless, we're gonna ask: does Dr. Sebi's death? Dr. Sebi's does the documentary that Nipsey Hussle was producing on Dr. Sebi have anything to do with his death? The two aren't in relationship with one another because the project wasn't. The project may not have been released for another 2 years. I see that he was still gathering. I see that Nipsey Hussle was an executive producer on this particular documentary. Like he was financially producing it, financially backing it. I'm sorry, but I also see that. I see what he saw. I see that Nipsey Hussle saw that there would be a lot of attention put on him. There would be a target placed on his back. But in regard, there is no relationship here between the documentary and what happened. These are two separate incidents. The documentary did not trigger for this person to go and murder Nipsey Hussle. But I do see here Nipsey Hussle. See, the Knight of Cups and the Five of Cups being here next to the Emperor is saying that there were some things about the project that Nipsey Hussle wasn't. He didn't have it all the way together. So it's like he was saying he because he has so much money, he had plans to get it off of the ground, but I'm seeing it being stuck in development. And I see production starting, production stopping, production starting, production stopping. And I don't see this exactly being at the highest of his priorities at this time. So what else do we need to know about the documentary in relation to his death? Okay, so the documentary may not get produced because he was the intellectual source of it. It was for him. It's a passion project. This was a passion project. He wanted it to be in the theaters. I don't know why. I see him working with I see him trying to get it either on Netflix. Like it was going to go to a streaming service. It was going to go directly to a streaming service. Again, it's just the cards are basically saying it's destiny interrupted, but this would have been a project that would have made him a lot of money over the long term. This would have allowed him to produce multiple different documentaries, and it also. Let's see here. The cards are pretty much saying that the documentary would have been culturally successful, maybe not as much financially successful as it needed to be, but it would have had a very solid cultural impact. But it's not related to his death. So now let's just try to see. I'm not like other readers. I don't know how they do this, but I don't do the whole, does this person cross over, so on and so forth. I'm in Haitian Vodun. Even before I was in Haitian Vodun, I had learned that it took a soul about 40 to 41 days to cross over. Those numbers are similar to what you can find in the Book of the Dead. So some people will say that, they can see if a certain person's energy has crossed over. I don't know about that, so I'm not going to check into that. But maybe in about a month or two, I will. All right, so I want to know, was this a sudden death for Nipsey Hussle? The Tower. It was a sudden death. This was a sudden death. This for him, he didn't know what this was. This was a sudden death, meaning that Nipsey Hussle's energy is still on this planet. He has not crossed over. He's looking at his body. He's looking at his lifeless body, and nobody can hear him right now. And he's literally talking to people, but no one can hear him. Whatever he was doing at the time, if he were renovating his storefront, like painting the walls, he imagines himself to still be painting the walls, but he can see everything right now. This and the reason I asked, was this a sudden death, is because it takes people that have a sudden death a little bit longer to cross over, because they are so attached to watching other people grieve, and they can be rightfully or wrongfully attached to that process. So that's what I get in regards to a crossing over. From my theology of how death works, how can we confirm that? Well, you just got to die and find out. All right. So, what can his ancestors tell us about this, about his death? What else can we know from his ancestors? How are you all enjoying this reading, y'all? How do you all think that he died? Do you and do you believe that Dr. Sebi's documentary he said he was gonna do on Dr. Sebi has nothing to do with his death? I believe my cards, but you all don't have to believe me. Okay, his ancestors are saying that he's going to be venerated on the other side. They're going to raise him up. They're actually saying that his energy is going to be a strict judge of the community that he's over. This is about his legacy. Nipsey Hussle is going to become immortal. People are not going to forget Nipsey Hussle. I see that his ancestors are saying that he's going to be raised up in the spiritual realm, so that he can be raised up in the community of Los Angeles, and people aren't going to forget him. That's going to be that's his payoff for the good karma that he bestowed unto the world. They're also saying that his wife, they're recognizing Lauren London as his wife. She's going to be okay. They're going to make sure that she's okay financially. I'm wondering if she's pregnant by him right now. Let's leave that in the air. I have a kind of sort of a question if she's pregnant by him, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's left with his seed. Okay, so they're also saying that Nipsey Hussle carried a very heavy burden in regards to caring for his mom. I don't know if his mom's still alive, but perhaps they're reuniting. But if she's not still alive, I hope that she watches this video, and I see that they're saying that they're going to help bring him, they're going to help his soul find the spiritual healing that it was looking for on the earth, because his relationship with his mom was strained. They're saying that he's going to be in good hands. They're saying that his soul right now is rotten because he's angry with his death. He's very confused by why he died. They're saying that he wants revenge. They're also saying that he wants to deliver a message to Lauren London as well, but he can't. She can't hear him. She's coming up as a Queen of Wands, and it's something that it's like he was extremely sexually attracted to her. Extreme sexual attraction. I guess I should ask that. Okay, so the last few cards, the question I'm going to ask is, does he have a message for Lauren London? So maybe she'll watch the video. Okay, so all right, so if Nipsey Hussle has any children, the children are going to be blessed and anointed. The children are going to be blessed. their careers will be left with an anointing. They're gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine for like the next 10 years, at least. His ancestors are saying that he left Lauren London money behind, that she's gonna be okay. And that's mainly what he cared about. Was like he cared a lot about settling down. Like he was at an age where he wanted to be a grown man, and he's like, I'm grown. I want to be, I want to be a mentor to these children, and I want to have a wife that's standing by me doing it. Okay, so what message does he have for Lauren London? Actually, you know what? We need to get. I need to get my spirit board. Let me get my spirit board. Okay, so we're not gonna get too much information from Nipsey Hussle because he's on the other side. He's not exactly on the other side. I would say he's trapped, but he's between worlds. He's not trapped between worlds, but he's between worlds. Can we contact Nipsey Hussle? Yes. Nipsey speaks. He says everyone. He says the truth will come forward when she has to. He's talking about Lauren London. When she has to make her public statement, ! So he's saying that the truth about his death is going to come forward when Lauren London makes the public statement, because she knows exactly what's going on. He says, and this is coming through very faintly. He says, make your audience pray for me so I can, he says, so I can accept his passing, ! Okay, is that all? He says, this is to his to the community and to the Slauson community. He says stay strong, and he says keep doing the good work. He says we are taking back the city! ! All right. So with all that being said, I want to thank you all for tuning into the reading produced by Black Spectrum Network. Please click the subscribe button and hit the bell button to get the latest updates on this channel. You can purchase a private psychic reading by going to www.blackspectrumnetwork.com. If you want spiritual guidance to learn how to work with your ancestors, or you're interested in deepening your spiritual experiences, subscribe to our Patreon, where you can get these and other videos at least 1 week ahead of their YouTube release date. That's patreon.com/Black Spectrum Network. But before I go, I'll leave you with these words of wisdom from the rapper Dreezy. Gave mercy to these hoes, what would Jesus do? All right, I'm your reader, Nexo. The truth is always collaborative, and I want to thank you all for watching. Bye.
Fuel my fire, take me higher, I'll be your liar too. Cause when we're here, there's nothing better than the skyline view. Ooh, I love this skyline view. sky.